Beach, would you please stand for our national anthem performed today? You're going to see her on Fox making her debut this fall. With us right now, please welcome Stephanie Ferret.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in, gave proof through the night that our flag.
And that will do it. Ryan Steffes win Manhattan.
Look at this gorgeous venue. This is where history is written.
The legacy I would want to leave behind is, that I gave it everything I have.
Such a fun ride because I feel like I'm here with all my best friends when I show up, and that makes it so much more fun to do what I love.
Your Manhattan Beach champions.
And hopefully show you guys that this is the greatest sport on earth.
We welcome you to the third stop on the 2023 AVP Pro Beach Volleyball Tour. The AVP Huntington Beach Open just north of the pier. We have an amazing final for you to start off the number 1 seed against the number 5 seed. Let's start with number 5, Andy Benesh and Miles Partain.
Yeah, Dane, this team, Andy Benesh and Miles Partain, in their first AVP event together as a team, making it to the championship match here. Really the next generation of beach volleyball coming to Stadium Court. Their style of play has been spectacular, and their opponents today, Bourne and Schalk, the 1 seed in this event, playing steady. They got tested in the semifinals. Both of these teams had to go the distance and win that semifinal match in 3 sets to set up this rematch from yesterday as well.
Well, an awesome final. Let's take a look at both teams' road to this point. First, taking a look at Benesh and Partain, the number 5 seeded team. They have played a total of 5 matches already. They lost to Bourne and Schalk earlier, and that was 2-1. It went to that 3rd set. So this is going to be a bit of a rematch here, and it should be a lot of fun. Benesh and Partain looking for a little bit of revenge. On the other side of the net, the number 1 seeded team in the tournament, and this was a stacked tournament, Bourne and Schalk. They have played in 4 matches, and they've won all 4. They took the quickest route to this final, and they are ready to go. So it's 1 versus 5 with a little revenge on the mind of Partain. Let's go down to center sand to Mark Sherman for the introduction of the players.
Yeah, baby, that is right. It is time. We have had a fantastic championship Sunday. We are back on the north side of Huntington Beach, and ladies and gentlemen, I could not be happier to be right here, right now, with the boys ready to win a title, because we are right back in Huntington Beach. Are you kidding me? The fight that we've seen from these two all weekend long. Having to come back in set number 3 and finish it off in the semis. This guy out of Rancho Palos Verdes, California, becoming dominant at the net, ladies and gentlemen. Let me hear it for Andy Benesh. Yeah, Andy. And his partner out of Pacific Palisades, who does things out there that nobody else in the world can do, and he is only 21 years old. Get ready to get used to hearing this name. Let me hear it for Miles Partain. And their opponents looking to go back to back on the AVP. First up, this guy originally out of Red Deer, Alberta, Canada, now calls Torrance, California, his home. He has been so epically perfect today. His point of contact so high, his offense so dang good. Looking unstoppable. He is Came Schalk. His partner ready to bring the rainstorm to the sands of Huntington Beach. Look at him, absolutely dialed in. Nothing you can do to get him out of the zone. Ladies and gentlemen, out of Honolulu, Hawaii, you gotta love Bourne.
Well, there you have it. The table is set. I'm Dane Bland alongside Matt Prosser, bringing you the action here in this men's final at the Huntington Beach Open. This is the third stop on the 2023 tour. On your left side, Bourne and Schalk. On your right side, Benesh and Partain. It's 1 versus 5, and you very well might be watching a preview of the teams that make it for the United States to the 2024 Olympic Games. There's Andy Benesh with a big hit up at the net. Benesh, an intimidating force. Look out for him. It is going to be instrumental that he have a big day blocking at the net. Back to serve, that's Miles Partain, just 21 years of age, and he has taken the tour by storm. Big stuff by Andy Benesh.
You said it, Dane, really setting up what will be a big battle at the net between Benesh, 6'9" Andy Benesh, and Bourne throughout this match.
Miles Partain. Tough serve, they're in trouble, and that will be an ace serve. Miles Partain, just 21 years of age, attended UCLA, was the MPSF Player of the Year a year ago, and I believe he has moved on from college, playing full-time on the beach circuit. 2022 Offensive Player of the Year on tour, and he has all the game you can imagine.
Now Bourne this time gets the ball past the block, sees the open court, gets it down nicely for their first point of this championship match.
Bourne, the 2022 AVP MVP, down in Honolulu, Hawaii. Very physical player and absolutely rips that ball down the line at Partain.
Bourne has been heating up from the inline throughout this championship Sunday. And that's a nice sign for his team when he gets a service ace down the line.
Bourne out of USC, where he played his indoor volleyball. And that's a big hit by Miles Partain, the southpaw.
Yeah, Miles Partain, 21 years old, showing that he's got some heat in that left arm of his, going cross court for the winner.
Andy Benesh is back to serve. Benesh is 28 years of age. Partain with a beautiful dig. Set a little bit off the net, but Partain takes a rip. This time it's going to be Schalk who's dug by Partain, and then Partain with that quick arm swing cross court, make it 5-2, Benesh and Partain.
Dane, just a little taste of what to expect here throughout this match. A lot of back and forth, a lot of great hand setting from all four players. And then Miles Partain showing that he can attack from the left side of the court successfully as well as the right.
Here comes Andy Benesh towing the back line. He's out of Rancho Palos Verdes, California. Big hit by Bourne off the top of the block.
Yeah, you can hear the communication between him and his partner, telling him where he wants that set. A little off the net, but still finds the fingers for the point.
Schalk, 3 AVP titles with 3 different players, letting you know about his versatility. And speaking of versatility, the 6'9" Benesh bombing from about 8 feet off the net here.
That's a set play off of that short serve for sure, as Miles Partain sets up his partner for that quick point.
6-3, Benesh Partain with the lead. Partain all over this one. There's that quick arm swing right down the middle of the court, make it 7-3. So out of the gate, the number 5 seeded team really taking it to the number 1 seed. And maybe, you know, Matt, maybe it's a little of that revenge from losing just yesterday.
Yeah, only time will tell, but that was a great opportunity off the dig to score and just add to this early lead, like you said.
Andy Benesh, 6'9", taking away all the angle. And just like that, Andy Benesh making his presence felt. And that's why this is the Rainstorm Monster Block of the day. Look at him drop into the angle, pressing with that left hand. Andy Benesh, just 28 years of age, becoming a force at the net. That's the monster block, the Rainstorm Monster Block of the day. Schalk deciding to call an early timeout here, Matt Prosser, and they're having the pressure put on them. As we look at the 2024 Olympic standings, Bourne and Schalk in that number 1 spot, Benesh and Partain in the number 2 spot. Remember, only 2 teams can make it, but we are really early in the process. USA men's gold medals, 3 with 1 silver, so they have to keep up that tradition. But Matt Prosser, it's very early in the qualification process for the Olympics.
It is, but I think you saw on that list the team that Partain and Benesh beat in the semifinals. Also on that list, that's Brunner and Trevor Crabb. So these 2 young players setting out on that journey to qualification, sending some early messages here domestically.
Out of the timeout, Benesh and Partain up 8-3. The target over to Bourne. Loopy shot eaten up by Partain, and then Partain is stuffed by Bourne. So just like that, Bourne flexing up at the net.
Well, we haven't said his name very much on the block and defense side yet, but Bourne, one of the best blockers in the world, showing that he can shut down the attack just as good as his opponent. Tough serve, handled well, and Benesh
Just a beast up at the net, crushing that ball right there. And you know, the scary thing about this team, Matt, is they are so young, 21 and 28 years of age, and every time they step out on that court, they seem to get better.
Certainly, Dane, and they train hard. You talked about Miles Partain leaving the indoor team to focus on the beach a few months ago, and they have not slowed down their training and preparation in order to make a name for themselves, and we're seeing it here.
Came Schalk that time getting the kill. It's interesting, a year ago, Came Schalk was playing with Theo Brunner and Bourne was playing with Trevor Crabb. They exchanged partners and have these new pairings, and Bourne and Schalk have really taken this tour by storm, winning in New Orleans just a few weeks ago. And that ball just out of bounds.
And that's our first look at the offense that Partain and Benesh like to run, the jump set. Bourne doing a great job keeping his hands high on that second block attempt, but then just couldn't control that one as it sailed out of bounds.
10-5, Benesh and Partain with the lead. Serving is Partain, a little jump float serve out of the middle. It's a big aggressive cut by Bourne.
Yeah, you like to see him go high and deep to the corner, especially against the 6'9" blocker of Andy Benesh. You don't want to drag it down. Got him once already, but high deep to the corner for the winner.
Six to 10. Bourne. With an ace serve cross court towards Andy Benesh. That was a sharp serve, not an easy one even to get a hand on.
Bourne's second service ace of this championship match, one on each guy now. That one perfectly placed back in the corner.
Will reload on the back line. Another tough serve. That ball's too close to the net. Joust. And Miles Partain very upset.
Okay. Well, it's interference.
So hopefully we can see a replay there. Benesh and Partain are complaining that there was an undercall, that there was some sort of contact under the net which impeded them from making a play.
After hearing that conversation, I am still not exactly sure what happened.
So it sounds like there was some contact under the net. Partain's looking for an interference call, but he's not going to get it. And now Partain and Benesh decide to use their timeout, Dane.
Let's take a look at the replay right here. Ball's really tight. And I guess right there, Miles got kicked, but it was very inadvertent, didn't you think, Matt?
Yeah, that's just, I think that's, you know, clean contact under the net, right? Miles was still able to play the ball as he did. And when the contact happens, it has to benefit one or the other to be called an interference, right? And actually take Miles out of the play. He still played it, therefore it sort of negates that contact under the net.
Yeah, it's interesting. Whenever you have a joust, most of the time the players really pike and push, and that pushes their feet under the net. It looked like that's where the collision took place, so you're not really going to get an infraction call or an interference call on a play like that. I know from Miles' standpoint, he got kicked, but it would be interesting to see who was on whose side. But inadvertent contact, ref's not going to give you that call.
I agree. I think that's the right no call from the first official. Got to get it right, though. It is a championship match, and a lot on the line here. Obviously, a lot of emotions invested and involved as well.
There's a look at the men's champion so far in 2023. The Taylors, Taylor Crabb and Taylor Sander, winning the Miami Open, and then the New Orleans Open going to Bourne and Schalk. So they're trying to make it 2 in a row on tour. Bourne and Schalk, and they have cut this lead to 2 points. Bourne continues to serve. Beautiful jump set. You're going to see a lot of that. And Matt, tell us about the evolution of the game, how this is becoming so popular.
Well, this move specifically by Miles Partain is really there as a left-handed attacker from the right side. Could have hit the option play, and it makes Bourne hold at the net to honor it, but then make his best move and kind of put Miles and Benesh at the advantage on the offensive side. Starting to see some maybe communication through the net now as this set develops.
11-9, Benesh and Partain, 1 point away from the technical timeout.
Come on.
And a beautiful roll shot by Benesh, exhibiting some finesse.
Well, Andy Benesh showing that he has all the shots. He can go strong, but then also go precise with that cut shot.
Well, Andy Benesh and Partain, 2 very young players on tour. Here's what Benesh said about playing with older players.
Yeah, I feel like I've been fortunate to play with so many great players. Billy Allen, Casey Patterson, even though I only played 1 tournament, Nick, Phil. So it's been really cool, like they're kind of transferring what they've learned throughout their years. So I feel like I've been in a unique position to get that transfer of knowledge.
Yeah, anytime you have a young player learning the game, as Andy Benesh continues to do, it's great to play with older players. They give you that wisdom. They give you that really invaluable knowledge of experience. So that's how you get better quick, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Andy's gotten to play with some very good players. Obviously got his first tour victory with the one and only Phil Dalhausser. He's played with Olympians, and you can tell in his game how it's helped him develop throughout his 6 seasons on tour ever since he came out of USC.
Benesh, Partain over Bourne and Schalk here in set 1, men's championship match.
So coming out of the technical timeout, it'll be Miles Partain out of Pacific Palisades, California. Tough serve down the middle. Way off the net is the roll shot. Eaten up by Partain, and wow, the deep corner hit. You don't see that a lot. A lot of players try to bounce the ball straight down. Partain, a very cerebral player, goes for the corner.
Well, the crowd loves to see the big bounce, but players love to just find the open court. That's what Miles Partain did right there.
Big hit by Bourne, make it 13-10. Benesh and Partain with the lead.
Good response here from Bourne, continuing to attack high and hard. This time splits the block that time of Andy Benesh to get the point.
That ball sails long, make it 14-10. Benesh and Partain. They started off hot, got a 4-point lead that was cut down to a 2-point lead at 10-8, and now they've expanded that lead back to 4 again. High hit by Bourne.
Yeah, really finding his rhythm right now is Bourne when that set is in front of him. Aims for the high hands of the block.
Benesh, Partain hitting .667. What a block by Bourne. Didn't even look like he was over the net there. Just kind of jumped in that hitting path, man.
This just shows the athleticism of Bourne's game, but really what was key about that was his hand placement when the ball made contact was back to the middle back area of the court to get that block.
Net violation on Andy Benesh. Maybe that set a little too low.
And we'll see on the replay here. You see the jump set kind of late, and Andy Benesh goes for the swipe off the block, but makes contact with the net.
Second contact right there by Miles Partain, and that's why it's so dangerous. He has the option to crush that ball cross court or set the ball, and that can cause problems for the blocker.
And it's a little poker, right? It's like a poker game. You got to know someone's tell. And right now, Miles Partain doesn't have one. He's either attacking or he's setting, but as the blocker, Bourne's not going to know until the last second.
Bourne challenging Andy Benesh. That ball a little bit too low. The previous ones have been high off the hands. That one was low, and he paid dearly for it.
Now, this is one of the biggest blocks we've seen all weekend long, maybe all season long. Andy Benesh shutting that one down. And then Bourne having a little extra conversation with the big blocker at the net.
16-13. Benesh Partain trying to win this first set against the #1 seed.
Cut!
Nice cut back cross body by Bourne.
Yeah, really good change up here through the middle this time. Turns his shoulders at the last second to find that open line shot.
Bourne, 14 for his team, 16 for Benesh and Partain, make it 17 with that errant serve that goes wide.
No.
Oh, what a dig by Benesh. But Schalk's going to have an opportunity with nobody up, and he just detonates that ball cross court. Schalk, originally out of Canada, now lives in Hermosa Beach.
Haven't said Schalk's name a lot on the offensive side of the ball so far in this match, but this time he gets a chance with no blocker up as Partain drops, and makes him pay for that one.
Schalk, originally out of Red Deer, Alberta, Canada. He played in the 2016 Olympics for Canada, and then he sat a couple years out of international competition so he could switch over to becoming and representing the United States. And there is Schalk with a beautiful roll shot.
Beautiful shot off of what it was an amazing handset from Bourne. Look how high he digs this ball. Bourne hand sets him right in the window for him to find that open court on the cut shot.
Come on, yes.
Nice high hit by Andy Benesh. Matt, don't you think that for that option to be a little more effective, that the pass has to be a little closer to the net?
Certainly, Dane, that's a great point. You know, you see Miles still go with the jump set because once you do it once, you kind of want to do it the entire set or match to make sure the blocker respects it or honors it, but definitely a little closer would make it a little bit better.
Great pass by Bourne, and he bounces cross body back down the line with a little verbal extra as well. And Bourne really doing his thing out there. Such a physical athlete and has that ability to make it happen. That's why this hit right here, it's the White Claw, pure spike of the day. Look at the crossbody, thunderous, straight down by Bourne. That's the White Claw, pure spike of the day. Here comes Bourne. He's going to jump serve it over to Andy Benesh. There's a jump set again. It's too low. And Benesh can't get there in time. So just like that, we're all tied up at 18. Experience maybe playing a part here.
That set definitely too low. It's almost as if Miles and Andy can't make up their mind, especially Miles if he wants to set or hit.
Try.
Oh my goodness. Andy Benesh was there to make up the poor pass, but he gave it right back over the net to try. Wow.
Service pressure from the inline paying off right now for Bourne and Schalk. Just 2 points, but that was a big chance for them that they took advantage of.
19-18. Bourne and Schalk have taken the lead. Bourne ripping it down the middle. Here comes Partain. Partain challenges that left hand of Bourne and is successful. 19-all.
Tough block for to make. Miles Partain so dynamic with that left hand. Nearly got that one.
19 apiece. Jump float by Benesh. Full-time blocker gets up to the net. A great set, but Bourne from almost 10 feet off the net really rips it.
Well, you got to be able to attack those balls when that set drifts off the net. Reach high, aim deep, still drive it through, and Bourne able to score the point.
So we arrive at our first set point for Bourne and Schalk. Schalk will go to Andy Benesh. Here's a jump set. That time high enough, and Benesh gets the kill. It's just the difference of about a foot and a half in terms of height that makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, definitely 1 to 2 ball widths, right? And for Andy Benesh, he's 6'9". He wants to contact that ball as high as possible. So they got to make sure they're on the same page there.
20-all. Set number 1, men's final action here in Huntington Beach. Snap down, kind of downshifted right there in a controlled shot. Very nice.
And again, that set not real tight to the net, just far enough off that Bourne can navigate around Andy Benesh's block.
Some contact there for sure. They're going to have a talk about this one.
Some added drama here late in the set.
Which means that did not have a responsibility to get out of the way.
That was very interesting. Walk us through this, Matt.
Well, a great block, but it's covered by Andy. Here's the problem. It goes all the way to the other side of the court under the net. Miles can't play it. He also doesn't really make an effort to play it. There's no interference there. The ball is on the other side of the court.
Yeah, it's interesting, right, on that second match ball right there where that play happened under the net. It looked like it had cleared the plane. It was on the other side, so a little controversy to end this first set. But nonetheless, Bourne and Schalk win set number 1, 22-20. This one's getting interesting.
This is rain. It's more than just total body fuel. It's total push yourself beyond the limits fuel. It's total you got this, ain't nothing gonna hold you back fuel. From 9 to 5 or 5 to 9, it's more than a pick-me-up. It's a jumpstart your day, get me through the night, kicking the can. With all the goods your body needs to crush your goals, so you can focus, boost, hydrate, and recover. This is Rain, total body fuel.
Things really starting to heat up on center court in this men's final as we take a look at the stats so far.
Yeah, Dane, and as expected, very, very close in all statistical categories. The hitting percentage is basically even. Digs in favor of Benesh and Partain, but really what stands out to me is the 2 service aces by Bourne. Even though with 2 errors, that just shows that they're causing more pressure from the inline on their opponents, trying to get them out of system and gambling a little bit, but it's paying off. Those 2 service aces, probably the difference makers in favor of Bourne and Schalk.
Yeah, maybe a little experience taking over down the stretch of that first set. It was as if Partain and Benesh controlled the entire set until the end, where Bourne and Schalk used that experience, got over the hump, won it 22-20. And here we are to start set number 2 of our men's final here in Huntington Beach. Big Andy Benesh, 6'9", putting the clamps on.
Oh, I can't wait to see the replay of this one if we get it. The footwork there by Andy Benesh was terrific to get over and in front of Kame's attack and then just get high and hands over the net to shut it down.
So Benesh and Partain starting set 2 similar to how they started the first set.
Come on. Come on, no.
Net violation on Bourne. Beautiful shot from the right side. 2-0. Check this out. Great dig by Miles Partain. It's the TNNS dig of the day. A couple of great digs in that same rally. But that one by Miles Partain is the TNNS dig of the day.
Wait for it.
2-0 here, second set. Miles Partain continuing to serve. Cut shot, dug up by Partain. He'll have an opportunity to score.
Come on.
Wow. Miles Partain exhibiting that quick arm swing. It's like lightning.
Yeah, he's everywhere right now, Dane. Getting second, third, sometimes even fourth opportunities to attack the ball. When you play against such an experienced team like Kame and it might take that many times before you get the point. But that time the option play on 2 worked nicely.
3-0. Second set. Miles Partain continues to serve. Short middle. Finally cross court by Schalk. Gets Bourne and Schalk on the board, 1-3.
Now Partain had switched up his serving strategy. The first 3 serves of this second set were all at Schalk.
Jump float by Schalk. He goes over to Benesh. Bump set that time by Partain, and it is perfect for Benesh to get the kill.
Benesh showing that his range from the middle of the court is just as good, that time going deep to the corner.
Ball looks out of bounds, and it is out of bounds. You don't see that often, but Bourne missed it by just an inch. 5-1, Benesh Partain. Another crossbody hit by Bourne, and that one out of bounds. So you didn't see this one coming. A 6-1 switch after Bourne and Schalk won the first set. They come out cold in the second.
Coming up next, I like that true middle one. I like true middle. Yeah, that's good. It's tough, right? They're funny over it. It's really good. Keep momentum. Yeah, keep pushing. Let's go.
Not a lot of adjustments going on the side of Benesh and Partain, and why would it? Because they're up 6-1.
Okay. Let's just take a step here, side out, and get to goal. You came back from way more than this already.
The short serve. You cannot accept short serve. You have to leave the pass and go in two.
Okay.
You understand?
Yep, you're right. All right, there goes. Let's go. We got good side here.
Yeah, well, Schalk just, keeping it simple. Let's just get a side out. Let's get some traction. Sometimes you start a set and you just can't get out of the gates, and that seems to be the case right now for Schalk and Bourne.
Well, 6 errors, as you see there, by Bourne, the last 2 of them coming here at this point of set number 2 as we get back to it.
And a double contact called on Bourne. Tried to set that thing from about 20 feet off the net.
Push.
Wow. Andy Benesh up, putting up a wall at the net, 8-1.
His 4th block of the match, and you heard it from the timeout. Coach Leandro for and Kane talking about going with the option play. That time Benesh shuts it down.
8-1, Benesh and Partain. That ball deep in the court by Schalk. Smart play not to hit low and challenge Benesh. That doesn't seem to be working, so smart deep shot. Hear the communication there. It's very important to tell your partner what you see, what you think is going to happen, because sometimes the angles are very different. 9-2, Benesh Partain. Benesh this time with a little jump set, little flare.
Andy Benesh showing that even at 6'9", you can jump set and hand set to your partner right where he needs it. And you see it even pulled Bourne up off of his feet. That opened up that cross-court angle for Miles.
10-2, Benesh and Partain. Didn't see this one coming. 21-year-old with a short serve. That looks like trouble again. And that's an open hand, it looks like, by Schalk. He thought there was going to be a joust up there, but didn't get the contact of the blocker.
It's a play that was made famous by Todd Rogers, would push the ball into the block. But when you miss the block, it's a throw.
Almost a trickler there, but it stays on the side of Benesh and Partain. Make it 11-3 here in the second set of this men's final in Huntington Beach. Glad you could join us. Dane Bland alongside Matt Prosser calling the action here for you. This set, Bourne and Schalk, 5 hitting errors. That's resulted in this lopsided score.
Come on, you.
That ball hits the corner. 12-3, Benesh and Partain. Matt, what needs to happen for Bourne and Schalk?
Yeah, I think obviously you can't be running the opposite direction when you're in the back court like we saw in that replay, but you know, some pressure here. They've got to handle what Partain and Benesh are throwing at them, and both of these teams went 3 sets in the semifinals, so wondering if fatigue might be setting in a little bit here in set number 2 on the side of Bourne and Schalk. Haven't seen a lot of running down of shots by Schalk, so we'll just kind of have to wait and see how this one unfolds.
Oh, that set by Benesh was too far over the net and didn't give Partain an opportunity to make a play.
Now it's an aggressive play by Andy Benesh. He's got to run through, wants to put that ball up to the net for his partner, but it's just a little too overzealous that time.
Bomb of a serve by Try. Partain hitting high hands makes it 13-15.
Such a great swing that time by Miles Partain through the middle. Goes across his body back to the corner.
Here you go. Hey, get up there. He's huge. I got it. Come on, I got it.
Try Bourne completely misses that one, so make it 14-5.
Lots of hitting errors, Dane, here in set number 2 by Try Bourne, and just good solid play, keeping the serve in, forcing the opponent to work hard. 9-point advantage now.
Yep. Angle.
Nice clean shot there by Schalk.
That's a good side out there by Cam just to get back into rhythm. But Dane, to me, it doesn't look like Cam is jumping as well as he has been throughout this event.
Yeah, you know, you might be right. A little fatigue maybe setting in. But all 4 of these athletes, well conditioned. They're used to playing in these conditions. The sun hasn't been out that much, so it's been a little bit cooler for the athletes. So that's always nice. It's been basically perfect beach volleyball weather. As we take a look at the Pro Series, Hermosa Beach coming up in July. And then we start the run of Gold Series events, the coveted Gold Series in Atlanta, August 4th through the 6th, Manhattan Beach, August 18th through 20th, and Chicago over Labor Day weekend, September 1st through the 3rd. Then we'll have the AVP Championships. Location for that still to be determined, but a lot of volleyball coming up this summer. And this field that we have here in Huntington Beach has been stacked. There's a look at the hitting errors, 6-0, Matt Prosser. What can they do to turn this thing around?
Well, they just got to find their rhythm, take care of that first contact, the pass, right? That short serve against Schalk has been working. Coach Leander wants to see him go maybe on the option play a few more times, but really just they've got to find some rhythm, create some momentum. This game might have gotten away from them, and We're certainly looking as if we're going to go the distance here to that third set tiebreaker, but they got to find some mojo on their side.
Yeah, maybe create a little fire. Maybe get loud, do something different. Benesh with another block, 16-6, a 10-point deficit for Bourne and Schalk.
And the set just too tight to the net for Schalk to figure out how to get the ball past the block of Andy Benesh. Got to set your partner off the net and let him work the ball around or high off the hands.
10 kills, 6 blocks for Benesh. Crossbody. Bourne loves that kind of no-look hit. Facing one way, bang the ball the other.
It is one of his favorite shots. It's nice to see him find the court this time after missing the last few. Benesh lined up nicely, but just has to take a little bit more away down the line.
Oh, a little crossbody of his own right there by Andy Benesh. Very deceptive. Make it 17-7.
Andy Benesh saying, I see what you can do, but this is what I can do.
Push, push. Yeah.
Bourne trying to be a little sneaky right there, but just nothing really going their way. They've tried to get creative, they've tried to mix it up, and nothing really happening for Bourne and Schalk.
Yeah, and you can't even really be that upset about it at this point of the game with the scoreboard as lopsided as it is. I haven't seen the standing over on 2 since the days of Steinmetzger, but that one didn't work to plan.
Oh, wow. There's a big hit. You know, right now you got to be thinking, let's get some momentum going for this third set. Let's start playing a little bit better, because right now Bourne and Schalk, really nothing going their way. But if they can just start playing some good volleyball, maybe that will translate, because barring a miracle, this one's going to the third set.
Now there's one back in their favor. That'll help with some momentum if they can add to it, obviously, like you said, Dane.
9 serving 18. Big hit, make it 9-19 as we take a side change.
I don't think anybody expected to see the numbers on the board for this side change, Dane. So lopsided. Another big cross-court swing there right in front of Schalk's defense.
Continue to serve, Bourne. Nice overhand dig by Partain, but they cannot control it. Make it 10-19.
Now's a good time for Bourne to step up to the inline and just unleash a couple of jump serves. Really nothing to lose. Go be super aggressive and see if you can score some quick points.
Another tight set by Partain with the jump set from about 8 feet off the net.
Bourne's 4th block of the match so far. The joust shows his strength.
Huge hit by Benesh cross court, making it 20-11. Set point number 1 for Benesh and Partain. We're looking to push this to a third set. Bourne and Schalk won the first set in overtime, 22-20. And now it's set point number 1. And there's a shank. They could not get off the court fast enough Came Schalk and Bourne. They're going to try to put this one in the rear view mirror and focus on this third set.
Yeah, Miles Partain, instead of going short as he has been, kind of drives this one deep. You see Came step up into the court, catches him up high, and that's a service ace and set for that man right there, Miles Partain and Andy Benesh.
Well, there you see it, the focus of Partain trying to win his second AVP event. Can he do it? We'll see when we come back. Welcome back to the Pro Series Huntington Beach AVP Open. Fans have packed in. They're on the pier to watch this men's final that started off with fireworks and was very one-sided, Matt, in the second set.
Well, you never want to see triple zeros on the statistical category for anybody, especially the one seed. Bourne and Schalk really struggled through set number 2. Can they turn it around now here in the short game to 15?
Here we go. Set number 3 underway. Miles Partain, second set.
Yeah, Came gave that one a little something extra, like you said, Dane.
Float serve that was passed well, but Miles Partain, he is fearless when it comes to setting.
So this is a bit of a questionable set. You see his shoulders facing the net and he sets it sideways. Usually you have to be facing where you're setting, but I guess our first official didn't agree with me that time.
Yeah, usually they don't really get on you if you're setting on your side of the net. It's when you go over the net and don't face your shoulders where you get in trouble. What a rally we have here. Partain's all over it. And there is the kill. Miles Partain, so difficult to stop in transition.
He's been really, really good all match long after the dig when he gets a chance to swing, as he does in this extended rally. Here's that last swing high off the hands and still in the court for the point.
Crowd getting involved here. This third set. That ball just out of bounds. And so the hitting woes continue for Bourne and Schalk.
Another angle attack, just missing the sideline. Having a hard time seeing that open court there behind the block.
3-1, Benesh and Partain. Set from way off the net. And a stuff down, double contact there on Came Schalk, and just like that, it's 4-1. In this third set, we only played at 15 points. We switch on increments of 5, so a 4-1 switch is big for Benesh and Partain.
Really well-disciplined block that time by Andy Benesh to stay at the net and get those hands over. A tough position for Came to attack from right there when Andy shuts it down.
4-1. Here comes Benesh, the full-time blocker, will run to the net after his serve, and that ball gets by him by Came Schalk.
Nice attack through the middle that time from Came. Goes back to his line, but you see the strategy of continuing to serve Came Schalk. But that wrist away line shot's been working.
Bourne out of Honolulu with a rip of a serve. There's the jump set. Nice control block by Bourne. He's going to have an opportunity to score, and he crushes it cross court.
It's all set up by this deflection block, the control block we talk about, and then the hammer right there. What a set from his partner, and Bourne delivers on that one.
Bourne definitely put in a little extra on that one, trying to put some pressure on Benesh and Partain, who have been extremely comfortable for the last set. Got to turn it, got to put some pressure. There's the youngster, 21-year-old Miles Partain. Andy Benesh, 6'9" wall. Nothing Schalk could do about that one.
From the net cam, watch his hands get over and shutting it down for his 7th block of the match so far. What a move there by the 6'9" blocker. His 8th block of the match, Andy Benesh.
Yeah, Schalk was getting away with that low line around Andy Benesh. Looked like on that last play, Benesh made the adjustment.
Sharp angle, straight down, 4-6.
Sharp angle right there. So hard when you're facing a 6'9" blocker who's taking away all sorts of area, as Andy Benesh does. You got to pick your spots, but you do not want to go low, because that's where he can really stuff that ball down. Six to 4, Benesh and Partain. Comes the jump set. And it works perfectly. It is a very quick offense, Matt Prosser.
It is the jump set, and he delivers it all the way to the antenna too. So the placement of that set right where Andy needs it. And you can see it was a faster tempo as well. His crossbody down the line once again.
Bourne trying to go a little bit too sharp. That set was a little bit off the net. Very difficult to execute that shot.
Yeah, that set drifted back off the net. The bump set from Came. Was expecting that one to be up in front of him a little bit more.
Smart, composed shot to the deep corner by Bourne.
Haven't seen a lot of those. High and deep roll shot to the corner from Bourne. Such a physical player. Knows when to pick his shots like that, though, nicely.
Bourne going back to serve. He's got 9 AVP victories under his belt. That one just long. Bourne also played in the 2021 Tokyo Olympics, replacing Taylor Crabb, playing with Jake Gibb. That was quite an experience. Nine to 5, Benesh and Partain. Short serve over to Schalk. Oh, wow. And a little shimmy shake for Bourne after he got the blocker to bite.
Watch this on the replay. Drops his hands, brings him up, and sets that ball right on a platter for Schalk to come through with nobody in front of him.
That's the type of play that can turn things around for Bourne and Schalk, who have been looking for some momentum.
No one. Come on.
Oh, a little too cute is Benesh right there, and all of a sudden it's a 2-point game.
And that's the thing about the jump set or attack. We haven't seen anyone roll shot off the jump set yet until just then. Maybe overthinking it perhaps a little bit.
Yeah, it's almost as if they have so many options, right? Miles Partain was setting the overpass, and I'm not sure if Benesh was loaded and ready to attack, so he went with the kind of the roll shot that was unsuccessful.
Look the game. I want you guys to stay with the ball. They block a lot us because you are rushing the game. They pass us low, they set us low, and then you're not looking. Okay? Press high, set up and down. Look the game. You hit the ball, do whatever you want.
The loudest section in the house.
Negotiate. Go for the top team. Okay? They are good. Sometimes they score.
We got 3 sections. We got Club ADP. We got General Admission. And we got the Pier and the Beer Gun. Let's see what we got. What we got this time.
Little maintenance on the side for Andy Benesh, cleaning off the glasses. 14 kills for Andy, hitting .571, and the huge number is the 8 blocks that he has. He has been a force to be reckoned with up at the net. Crowd here, standing room only, packing the pier to check out this one. Huntington Beach. It is the first of 4 California stops this year on the AVP Tour. Crowd is fired up for this one, this men's final. Players coming out, getting set here at the Huntington Beach Open men's final action. High off the block is Andy Benesh to get their 10th point. They are 5 points away from winning their first AVP event together.
Just a really good, high, hard, deep swing by Andy Benesh. You saw the block drift away from him. Smart swing there from the 28-year-old.
Here comes Benesh. Blocks that one, but it ends up out of bounds. It's rare that Bourne and Schalk are getting that ball by Andy Benesh without him getting a finger on it.
And that can play into the mindset a little bit too of the attackers, knowing that Andy's constantly at the net with his blocking hands.
Another big hit by Benesh, make it 11-8.
You can see Andy Benesh, after he hit that roll shot into the net, has been aggressive on every swing, going high, hard, and deep, sensing that they're almost at the finish line now.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you? Being aggressive, that's how this team has gotten to this point. Attacking, being smart. Look at that short serve by Partain. Sets up this defensive play and opportunity. Pokey set is a thing of beauty right there by Bourne.
Wow, how about that? The pokey set, Dane? I haven't seen one of those come out in quite some time. Great defense by Schalk. Here it is, the pokey set, just to keep it alive, but right in front of Kame as he hammers it down for the point.
Bourne, one of those creative players with an extremely high volleyball IQ. And here comes Schalk, trailing by 2.
Come on, you.
Set again, too low it looked like, and they're going to pay for it. Miles Partain, Andy Benesh, maybe running too complex of an offense. Sometimes if you have so many options, it backfires.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Partain go on the attack on that option play in a while. He keeps jump setting to Andy Benesh because he's been siding out.
opportunity for Cam Schalk and Tri Bourne, but Andy Benesh says no.
That inline camera was perfect. We saw Cam Schalk step over into the middle of the court.
Check this out right here. So Wilson, play of the day. Andy Benesh jumping huge into that line and getting the stuff down. That's the Wilson Volleyball play of the day. 12-10, Benesh Partain 3 points away from a championship. Bourne and Schalk have different plans. And a shank serve too close to the net, and just like that, it's 13-10.
The jump float serve from Benesh causing some problems down the middle. Tri Bourne needed to take one more step to that one. The service ace gives him a 3-point advantage.
Smart play, smart timeout by Tri Bourne. Down 13-10 as the pressure starts to mount.
Transition to beat the block. You're gonna send transition is beating the block. Okay? Look and play.
What a match! What a
Inside out
match!
now. Hit the pass. High. No rush in the side down. No rush. Don't shoot balls anymore for you. It's up and down.
Like to the point where you're not in the present moment.
Right.
Up to there you can.
You make the play, I make a play. Let's go. Let's earn it.
That's interesting there. The coach for Cam Schalk and Tri Bourne really wanting them to set the ball up and down, not shoot anything wide, but it seems like Tri Bourne likes that action, that lateral action with a wide offense. So it'll be interesting what they go with here, but no question they need a side out right now. They need to get that 11th point. And there it is, 11-13. If they can get to 12-13, they'll be in really good shape on the side change.
Yeah, that was a massively important side out, Dane, for them.
Serving 13. Tri Bourne with the top spin down the line and looking for the trickler. Doesn't get it. So just like that, 14-11. Andy Benesh and Miles Partain. Last year, Miles Partain won with Lotman in Atlanta. Benesh won in Austin with Phil Dahlhauser. This would be their first win together. Match point, championship point for Benesh and Partain. Tri Bourne gets away with it again. A crossbody no-look hit. Thing of beauty.
Keep doing what's been working, and this swing has worked for Tri Bourne. Extends the match a little bit longer.
Well, here it is. Championship point number 2. And there it is. Miles Partain crushing it cross court here to take the Huntington Beach title. Miles Partain, Andy Benesh on top of their game all weekend long, avenging a loss to this very team early in the tournament. And here's how it ended. Miles Partain crushing that ball cross court. Now it's time for the Kona Brewing Company. Cheers to the champs. Kona Big Wave. Cheers to the champs. Andy Benesh, Miles Partain, champions here in Huntington Beach. Time to celebrate their first win as partners. Miles Partain, Andy Benesh. We are back here in Huntington Beach, and a champion has been crowned. Matt Prosser, let's take a look at the stats for this one.
Yeah, Dane, I mean, the biggest number on this graphic that jumps out to me, no surprise, Andy Benesh at the net with 9 blocks was a huge difference maker, plus the hitting percentage heavily weighted on their side as well. 16 digs, all in all, Benesh and Partain just better over time.
Well, Andy Benesh and Partain doing their thing. It's time for the champions interview. Mark Sherman has the champs.
Oh, yes, down here with your champions in Huntington Beach. Okay, Miles, down 22-20. You guys come out on fire. What clicked? What was your mindset going into that set two?
We were just trying to stay steady. Some defensive things clicked. We had some ideas to use on defense, and they just were correct guesses. So sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong, and you had to be ready to adjust when they're wrong, and we adjusted correct for those first points of the second set.
You're telling me you guessed your way to a 21-11 win?
Yeah, it's all guesses.
Yeah, sure. Right. Sure. Andy, it's such a fun style to watch the two of you. I remember watching Marcus and Miles do their thing, going on to being all crazy. What's it been like to learn that style?
It's been really fun, and I think I got the best to teach me. Makes volleyball really fun. We're not doing setting triangle anymore. That's out of the practice plan, but Mike here's really helped us move along quickly, and I'm thankful for Miles for helping me along too.
Well, you guys are so much fun to watch. Miles, I don't know if you could tell, you got a lot of fans out there. And what is it about this kid? You know what I mean? Both these guys, you are so much fun to root for. You're so much fun to watch playing. Any advice for any young kids out there who want to do what you do?
Just keep playing, put your head down, have fun with it. Yep.
Well, we can't wait to keep watching you guys play. You're so much fun to watch. You are champions here in Huntington Beach. Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Benesh, Miles Partain, your winners in Huntington.
Well, there you have it. The champions here in Huntington Beach, Andy Benesh and Miles Partain, really instrumental in innovating the game. We saw a lot of jump setting, a lot of really fast offense, and it's really special to see what's happening at this level.
And could we have one more?
There's a good look. Miles Partain, he won last year in Atlanta. His partner, Andy Benesh, won last year in Austin. But they had never done it together, and so why not avenge a loss from earlier in the tournament? Miles Partain, Andy Benesh, champions here in Huntington. For Matt Prosser, I'm Dane Blanton. We'll see you soon.
When I first started out as a filmmaker, I didn't want to get into credit cards